Welcome to the Rare Historical Memories channel. Be sure to subscribe to the channel so you don't miss more videos like this one.
March. In December 1937, during the Nanjing Massacre, Japanese soldiers conducted bayonet drills on Chinese prisoners in so-called killing pits, an atrocity emblematic of the occupation's systematic cruelty. At the 1936 Berlin Olympics, Adolf Hitler reacts as American tourist Carla de Vries, 40, impulsively kisses him, a controversial moment that unsettled the regime's carefully staged spectacle. April 1945 at Dora Mittelbau, a former inmate drags a Nazi guard by the hair as stunned American soldiers look on, a raw eruption of vengeance after liberation. Germany, 1945. U.S. assault troops paddle boats across a river during the Rhineland campaign, determination outweighing danger as Allied momentum drives the final push against Nazi defenses. 1915. German pilots pose in winter gear, documenting adaptation to brutal cold and the evolution of World War I aviation, as new technology and altitudes redefine aerial combat. July 16, 1944. At the Normandy bridgehead, Canadian chaplain Captain Callum Thompson conducts battlefield funeral rites, honoring sacrifice while the Allied advance pushes deeper into German-held France. Between 1947 and 1951, families crowd a summer beach, an evocative glimpse of post-war America's everyday joys, communal leisure, and optimism as prosperity spreads and wartime austerity recedes. Tutankhamun fever swept Britain so intensely that even roadside gas pumps wore pharaoh busts, where history, advertising, and horsepower collided, turning mundane refueling into a spectacle of Egyptomania. Circa 1845, an ambitious steam automobile drawing blends carriage form with mechanical ingenuity, an early vision that foreshadowed motor vehicles poised to transform travel, industry, and daily life. In 1910, a University of Illinois dorm captured student life, walls crowded with photographs and posters, an enduring tradition of personal expression and identity stretching forward across generations. On July 20th, 1944 in Normandy, a French World War I veteran greets soldiers of the South Saskatchewan Regiment, bridging generations as Canada pushes forward against German resistance. In 1937, Toronto, two women stride down Yonge Street wearing shorts, provoking astonished stares and stumbling bystanders, a clear emblem of shifting fashion, gender expectations, and social norms. In 1919 at Hastings, the hull of a German World War I submarine lies stranded on the shore, a silent witness to the conflict's wreckage and memories. September 1942 near El Alamein, a German patrol pushes through Egypt's desert amid Ghibli winds, another hard march in Rommel's North African campaign against determined Allied forces. In 1908 San Francisco, a horse team hauls a Victorian house along Steiner Street, a spectacle of tenacity and adaptation as the city rebuilds and modernizes earthquake-scarred landscape. In 1932, Dr. Eric Salomon hid a camera inside a fake arm cast to photograph the U.S. Supreme Court, a bold breach that transformed expectations of journalistic access. December 7, 1941, A Japanese aerial photograph captures USS Arizona burning on Battleship Row at Pearl Harbor, inferno signaling devastation across Pacific Fleet and America's entry into war. Ike Sims, age 87, of Atlanta, watches with pride as all 11 sons serve during wartime, a family's extraordinary testament to sacrifice, duty, and resilience across generations. Jerusalem in 1920. A street scene includes a sign for the Palestine-German Bank offering a revealing glimpse of the city's multicultural economy and layered imperial influences. May 1862 at Yorktown, Virginia, Battery No. 4 deploys federal 13-inch mortars manned by Connecticut Heavy Artillery, formidable instruments of Civil War engineering and destructive siege power. In 1944, the B-24H Liberator Little Warrior exploded over Germany after flak ignited its fuel tanks, a moment capturing the peril, duty, and sacrifice of Allied bombing. In 1941, soldiers don gas masks while peeling onions, an absurd human snapshot where wartime gear meets mess hall chores, revealing humor's persistence amid training routines and looming danger. In 1914, Rasputin, the controversial mystic, poses among fervent followers. Posterity links him to prophecies, scandals, and the Romanovs' impending collapse on Russia's turbulent eve of revolution. In 1968, a couple watches Apollo 8 climb into cold Florida sky. Love and wonder mingle as humanity's first lunar orbit mission begins before their awestruck eyes. On September 18, 1944, in Brest, a white phosphorus shell bursts while soldiers dash across a street to place demolition charges against entrenched German positions amid brutal urban fighting. Paris, 1925. A solemn banquet gathers French World War I wounded, comradeship and survival etched across faces as a nation honors sacrifice while learning to live with scars. Canada, 1974. During severe flooding, a military policeman guards a pharmacy against looting, reflecting efforts to maintain civil order, protect supplies, and steady communities under mounting hardship. England, 1936. Hamblin glasses debut for reading in bed, an inventive optical aid angled to reduce strain, letting readers enjoy newspapers or novels comfortably while lying down. Elizabeth Montgomery, star of Bewitched, 1964-1972, embodied 1960s television charm. Her grace, wit, and nose-twitching magic made Samantha Stevens an enduring icon of American pop culture. On June 14, 1940, at Westminster Cathedral, a British soldier kneels during a service of intercession for France, private devotion meeting national anxiety as war darkens Europe. April 18, 1878, in Washington, Thomas Edison demonstrates the phonograph, transforming how humanity records sound and preserves voices, inaugurating a new memory for music, speech, and history. In 1945, a headless chicken named Mike survived decapitation in Fruita, Colorado. Missing part of his brain, he lived 18 months, fed by dropper, becoming a bizarre sensation. Dresden smolders in 1945. Firestorms from British bombing turned the Baroque city into a graveyard, with 25,000 dead. war's incendiary crescendo etched across ruins and survivors' memories. Hiroshima, August 1945. Jinpei Terabhuma, scarred by severe burns, survives the atomic bombing, his body bearing witness to nuclear warfare's devastating power and the enduring human cost. During Jaws, Steven Spielberg poses with the prop shark, a candid image mixing humor and ingenuity while documenting a young director shaping the modern Hollywood blockbuster era. Early in the Korean War, a soldier and his partner share a kiss in Los Angeles, tenderness captured before departure, love clinging to minutes the uniform will steal. Among icy hills and starving camps, Klondike miners dig for gold in 1899, chasing fragile dreams while frost, fever, and famine carve deeper claims across their exhausted lives. Verdun, 1916. Red Cross nurses stand beside a French ambulance crew, an enduring testament to compassion, organization, and courage amid relentless artillery, mud, and the war's grinding slaughter. Peter Goff, 1914. Nicholas II, with children, Alexei and Tatiana examine a modern machine gun, archival moment blending Romanov pageantry, military technology, and looming catastrophe on Europe's horizon. June 1915. Hotel Astor, New York. A soldier demonstrates a field telephone during the Peace and Preparation Conference, foreshadowing communications technology soon refined, standardized, and tested amid war. In 1918 France, Millicent Todd Bingham teaches American troops French, a rare image showing language and culture as essential tools alongside rifles and maps in World War I. April 1945, at Dora Mittelbau, a former inmate drags a camp guard by the hair as American soldiers watch liberation's raw reckoning after years of terror, starvation, and brutality. June 23, 1940, Adolf Hitler tours occupied Paris, an image framed as triumph for Nazi Germany, yet foreshadowing years of oppression, censorship, and fear under military occupation. Through a U.S. submarine periscope, June 1942, a Japanese destroyer lies torpedoed, proof of undersea warfare's stealthy reach and decisive lethality during the Pacific Campaign. Czechoslovakia, 1938. A Sudeten resident raises a Nazi salute after annexation under the Munich Agreement, capturing nationalism, coercion, and the gathering storm preceding Europe's descent into war. In 1905, Onondaga runner Tom Longboat becomes the first Native American to win the Boston Marathon, his victory signaling resilience, cultural pride, and groundbreaking achievement in modern sport. Soviet soldiers pose beside Berlin's Brandenburg Gate in 1945, commemorating victory and the city's capture during the war's climactic finale, as Europe braces for an uncertain peace. Chicago in the 1930s, grit, jazz, speakeasies, and rising skylines contrast sharply with today's glass and steel, a city continually remaking itself through ambition, migration, industry, and resilience. In 1880, 6-year-old Winston Churchill poses with his aunt Lady Leslie, an early portrait hinting at the will, rhetoric, and destiny that would define Britain's wartime leader. In 1925 New York, Ballerinas dance high above city streets, an archival glimpse of daring spectacle staged against the skyscraper boom, and a metropolis intoxicated with altitude. At Baikonur in the 1980s, a Cossack rider on camelback passes beneath a Soyuz rocket, ancient nomad life brushing against Cold War space ambition on Kazakhstan's endless steppe. Hitler's ruined Berlin bunker, left shattered after 1945, stands as a bleak monument to the Third Reich's collapse and Europe's hard-fought ending to the Second World War. Leningrad, May 1983. During Peterhof's fountain opening, surging crowds crush against a failing bridge. Railings collapse, bodies pressed together, an ominous lesson in fragile safety during Soviet festivities. California, 1918. Rail commuters wear white masks. One reads, "Wear a mask or go to jail," a stark reminder of influenza's reach and the strict measures of wartime America. In late 1944, General Charles de Gaulle strides through liberated France, embodying Republican pride restored, national resilience rekindled, and the determined promise of rebuilding a wounded, defiant country. Near Kronstadt in 1916, Romanian dead mark a failed campaign. Within months, the nation suffers over 250,000 casualties, a measure of the Eastern Front's relentless grinding human cost. Connecticut, 1943. A young female welder sparks bright steel, embodying wartime strength, breaking gender barriers, and powering America's industrial drive toward victory on World War II's home front. In 1920, an Inuk elder teaches a boy to aim. Between snow and silence, tradition passes hand to hand, strength carried on Arctic winds across resilient, frozen generations. China, 1964. During a nuclear test, a lone PLA horseman charges toward the mushroom cloud, Kalashnikov raised, a propaganda vision of courage drawn against apocalyptic, radioactive sky. In 1864, Japanese samurai pose before the Sphinx at Giza, an extraordinary tableau where ancient Egypt meets feudal Japan, compressing continents into a single, improbable photograph. On December 7, 1941, anti-aircraft flak fills skies above the burning USS Arizona at Pearl Harbor, capturing chaos and devastation from Japan's sudden surprise attack. In 1943, a Polish soldier playfully wrestles Wojtek the Bear, an officially enlisted corporal who boosted morale and famously hauled ammunition with his artillery unit. The 1967 attack on USS Liberty by Israeli forces left deep wounds and 171 injured and 35 dead, igniting investigations and diplomatic questions that continue echoing through military and political history. This 1917 German acoustic locator, an early ear trumpet radar, used large sound funnels. Operators wore goggles to sight incoming aircraft once noise revealed approximate positions. London in the 1880s witnessed the Clockwork Orange Gang, among the city's most feared street groups, their crimes reflecting poverty, violence, and unrest shaping Victorian Britain's urban underworld. The shambles in York, photographed in the late 1800s and today, its narrow timbered lanes later inspired Harry Potter's Diagon Alley, linking tangible history with enduring fantasy. In 1958, during the Algerian War, a French Foreign Legion patrol found a starving donkey, too weak to flee, too stubborn to die. An innocent creature pulled from war's path. In 1944, MGM's Marriage is a Private Affair showcased Lana Turner, whose presence embodied wartime Hollywood's blend of escapism and glamour, offering audiences respite amid global uncertainty. On a battlefield, medics deliver urgent care to wounded soldiers amid smoke and confusion, revealing war's human cost alongside compassion, training, and improvisation that persist even in catastrophe. During World War II, German soldiers practiced marksmanship on a range, exemplifying discipline, repetition, and doctrine, foundations that underpin the Wehrmacht's cohesion, tactics, and battlefield effectiveness despite strategic overreach. Movie icon Hedy Lamarr co-invented wartime frequency hopping that underpins Wi-Fi and Bluetooth, proving brilliance and beauty could reshape both Hollywood and science for generations. The Brewster body armor suit built for World War I resembled a science fiction knight, heavy and bold, promising protection yet proving cumbersome on the modern battlefield. In 1960 Washington, American Nazi leader George Lincoln Rockwell attended a Black Muslim meeting, a stark photograph revealing clashing movements amid civil rights upheaval and volatile politics. The Marble Hall of Hitler's Reich Chancellery lay shattered in 1945 Berlin, a stark testament to the Third Reich's collapse and the war's final, catastrophic unmasking. In 1958, Alfred Hitchcock directed the roaring MGM lion during filming of the studio logo, a playful moment merging auteur showmanship with enduring symbols of cinematic identity. Dolores Costello, the goddess of the silent screen, captivated 1920s audiences. Her ethereal beauty and craft shaped Hollywood's transition from silent artistry to enduring star power. In 1956, IBM's Model 350 disk stored 3.75 megabytes for about $3,200, a milestone marking the dawn of magnetic drives and modern digital storage architecture. The 1963 Chevrolet Corvette split window debuted as the first Stingray, its divided rear glass becoming a rare, instantly recognizable hallmark of American sports car design. Princess Fawzia Fuad of Egypt radiates regal poise, a future empress whose marriage from Cairo to Tehran intertwined royal image, diplomacy, and the destinies of two nations. In 1929, Hoquiam, Washington, wooden bathing suits debuted to aid swimmers, a curious experiment whose buoyant promise battled splinters, stiffness, and the era's hopeful yet impractical ingenuity. Circa 1766, Queen Sophia Magdalena's wedding gown, preserved at Stockholm's Royal Armoury, showcases brocaded splendor and needlework mastery, embodying the ceremonial grandeur and politics of 18th-century Swedish monarchy. Harsira, 1917. Ottoman troops crew a German 105 mm 98/09 light howitzer, a battlefield vignette revealing Istanbul's wartime dependence on Kaiserreich, guns, shells, advisors, and industrial supply chains. In 1926, columnist Lois Long stages a face-off. Prime, 1890s silhouettes versus flapper hemlines and attitude, a snapshot of modernity's startling tradition during Jazz Age New York's revolution. Stalingrad, 1941. Red Army storms a shattered apartment block. Brutal room-to-room fighting forging unyielding resistance, the urban crucible that would help reverse World War II's momentum in the East. The Harlem Hellfighters, MATE, 369th Infantry, served longer in combat than any U.S. unit in World War I, earning decorations abroad while confronting segregation and racist violence when they returned home. September 1942, near El Alamein, a German patrol moves through Egypt's dunes under Ghibli winds, another punishing march within Rommel's overstretched campaign against increasingly coordinated Allied resistance. May 28, 1946. Dr. Klaus Karl Schilling is sentenced to hang for Dachau malaria experiments, where 200 to 300 prisoners died. Nazi medicine unmasked as criminal pseudoscience. Baton Rouge, 1863. Gordon, formerly enslaved, bears keloid scars across his back. A searing photograph that fueled abolition, testified to brutality, and humanized the struggle for justice and freedom. Somme, 1916. Men and horses strained to haul heavy guns through mud, a grim reminder that industrial slaughter depended on primitive muscle, supply discipline, and exhausted, irreplaceable animals. Philadelphia, 1902. Child mill workers march for school and dignity. Their strike helps galvanize progressive-era reforms, exposing exploitation and pushing America toward compulsory education and fairer labor laws. Paris, 1875. Public urinals appeared on street corners, half privacy, half exposure, an offbeat solution to 19th century urban hygiene, channeling crowds, odors, and prudery into cast-iron fixtures of everyday modernity. In 1977, Linda Leggett became the first African-American woman to complete Delaware Army National Guard OCS, standing with Governor DuPont and breaking barriers, resolute in uniform. In 1895, Las Vegas was creek, adobe, and silence, haunting contrast to the dazzling metropolis it would become. Neon future still unimaginable beneath the desert's relentless sky. Mortally wounded in Vietnam 1965, photojournalist Dickie Chappelle receives last rites on the battlefield, her fearless lens stilled, yet her legacy enduring across generations of conflict reporting. Future Catwoman Julie Newmar, photographed in the 1950s during modeling and dance careers, her striking elegance and poise foreshadowing the Hollywood stardom and pop culture icon she would become. Atlanta, 1864. A black Union soldier guards a slave auction, defiance embodied in uniform, guarding freedom's fragile promise amid Civil War rubble, suspicion, and unfinished work of emancipation. In 1966, classroom driving simulators revolutionized pedagogy, documenting changing methods as students practice steering, braking, and judgment, technology shaping mobility, safety, and citizenship in an increasingly motorized society. Around 1938, Anne Sheridan poses for Angels with Dirty Faces. Elegance and intensity radiate, capturing Hollywood's golden era and the enduring allure of stardom forged on studio backlots. In 1947, an unknown Marilyn Monroe tenderly tends 2 infants, gently brushing hair, rare glimpse of warmth and playfulness long before studio invention shaped her into a global icon. Before symbolizing freedom in New York, the Statue of Liberty loomed over Paris in 1886, awaiting Atlantic passage, a transcontinental gift soon to anchor America's harbor with torchlit promise.